Well, hello, my wonder. I forgot to turn my light on. Let's do that. Light. Where's my light switch? There we go. Ooh, bright light. Hello. Let me go to my live chat and checking my text real quick. Hey, Berkenwood. Mr. Milo saying hi. Mr. James just went out for a run. He's getting back into running because he needs to. And the weather's not that great. Hey, chat with Chris. Hi, Brian. So I wasn't sure if I was going to go. Tell me if I forgot to move my mic. So I wasn't sure if I was going to go live today. Hi, Milo. Yes, this is Milo. Hey, Jolie. Hey. He wants attention because he's like, you've been gone, and James left, and I feel abandoned, even though he's with somebody all day long. He's never alone. I get back into the gym, went daily for 6 days now. I haven't been in 7 days. You probably started on a little too strong there, Chris. Every other day is better than every day. You need a day of rest between. And James is I don't know if he's going to do another race. His friend, our other race friend, just did her half marathon, and that was rough. And so he's not doing much more than 10Ks, but he needs the stress relief. We're probably going to end up getting another Spotify subscription and playlist so he can do his running list. And yeah, the weather's cool. It's rainy. It's not too hot. Jolie says, I know how Milo feels. Matt is the great white. Yes. He's like, yeah, you're here, but you're not James, and I don't get this. Even though Grandma's here all day long, all the time, he's like, no, scratch my chin. So I'm sitting here scratching his chin. So the reason I wasn't sure if I was going to go live today is, well, one, I'm tired. Two, lots of life stuff happened today, and I'm like, normally it's like, oh, I'm not going to talk about that on a live or on a video. Then I'm like, wait, that might be exactly why I need to talk about this on a live or a video. So here is the oh, he's in Canada. Oh, Matt's in Canada. White North, yeah. So the truth of the matter is, last year 2023 was horrible, and we've had disaster after disaster. Roof, water heater, car, still continuing the saga in 2024. His mom was in nursing home for a month doing rehab, hospitalized twice. My mother came to visit for a surprise visit for 2 weeks. I mean, 2023 financially was a disaster for us. So consequentially, our credit cards we maxed them out. And then partway through the year, the interest rate went up. We never missed a payment. Our credit's it's not an 800, but it's not bad. And it just went up. The Chase credit card went up, and then it was already high. And then our credit union credit cards went up. So basically, we're paying like 60% interest between 3 different cards over 30 grand in debt. And we're like, we will never, ever get out of debt if we don't figure something out. And we bought a car last year too. So on top of all the car things, we have our credit is tied up in a brand new ADA vehicle that's a $40,000 car that's on a 10-year note. You do the math. So we can't even buy another car because financially we're leveraged up here. So what did we do? Like, what do you do? We're already working, full out. Unless I work another job, and I've done that. I've worked 2 jobs. So I'm like, James, we have equity in our house. Let's just pull out the equity, pay off all the debt, and be grateful we have the equity. Because not everybody can say that. Not everybody can have that out. And I said, look, worst comes to worst, we sell the house. I mean, I don't know where we're going to live, but we can just sell the house, And so that's what we did. So what we've been doing the last month or so is doing the paperwork, doing financial anything, sucks, especially mortgages. When it comes to mortgage anything, I don't think anything is worse than buying a property when it comes to paperwork. So anyway, today we signed the papers for closing. So we were able to, we already had a home equity loan. So we actually took out another loan, paid off the first loan. Now we have one larger loan. So now we have two mortgages. We have our normal mortgage and we have our second mortgage. And as long as we don't go back into credit card debt, we're going to be fine. So it's cool. So, hey, everybody, this is story time. We're talking about real life financial problems of somebody who's a shopaholic. I mean, this is on top of like there's legitimate like disaster stuff happened. Like I borrowed $5,000 from my mother. We took money out of our 401k to put down payment to buy the car. We borrowed money from a friend to help the water heater. We had to pay her back. So there's like $7,500. I just have to pay people on top of creditors. And then I did spend $7,000 on credit debt, like just on fun, on just like I'm stressed out, I'm gonna go shop and buy something. So, and for most people, that's fine. But when compounding all the other things, it was too much. So basically, life update. Unlike Winnie the LV, I've had to refinance my property to fund my life issues. And I am honestly just grateful that I had it. Like, I've sold all the small things. Like, I've sold the gold coins, I've sold the um, antique furniture, I've sold the firearms that I inherited from my family, I've sold purses. You got some people here bought some of my purses for my vlog sale. The only thing I haven't done is get another part-time job, because honestly, a minimum wage job part-time isn't actually going to solve my problem and probably make me more ill, because I'm not that healthy. So anyway, just like I wanted to talk about it because I think it's part of the community of shopping, and it's not a poor pitiful me moment. It's just like real life. Like, I am very fortunate that I have a property that has equity and we will be able to pay this off. It's not the end of the world. It's just part of life, and life things happen. Like, we couldn't predict his mom in the hospital, or having to buy a new car, or having the roof blow off our house, or the water heater going out month after month after month. I mean, like, it was one thing after the other. And the year before, we had no problems. The year before, we didn't have debt. You know, we had maybe some credit debt, but we were fine. Like, we were, I had sold property that mineral rights a year before that. So we were doing great. And then all of a sudden, like, bam, everything went like, whew, all at once. So we're going to be more mindful. I am firmly in the mindset of pre-love buying right now. I am not buying anything remotely new unless it's for the Lunar New Year. There's something I do want to buy for that. But with this money we're getting, I am coming off Ban Island. James and I already talked about it. I'm going to buy a couple bags, and then I'm going to go right back on Ban Island. And we're going to see how long it lasts, because right now Ban Island only lasted 3 weeks. I only did it for 3 weeks, and that's only if I make it till Friday. Guys, if I make it till Friday, it would have been 3 weeks. So, and I don't quite count the first week of January, because I did buy a bag before I came to I'm going to go on Ban Island and not buy anything. But I have to be a lot more mindful of my shopping to relieve stress problem. I can't just buy things when I'm stressed out. It might help me feel better, but long term, no. Long term, it makes you feel worse. But I'm not actually upset over the property. My life goal has never been to pay off my property. It used to be when I had my first house. If we had stayed in the first house we had ever purchased in San Antonio, we would have been able to buy our house and be done paying it by the time in 6 years, if we had done that. But we didn't do that. We sold that house for a loss to my brother-in-law, and so that they could have a home and get out of the horrible apartment situation they were living in. And then we moved here. And this property we knew we could never pay off in the next whatever bazillion years we live here. And And then even if we did, we knew we weren't gonna end up living here long term because the town I live in doesn't have a hospital, and senior services are important. I'm already 44, so I'm thinking 20 years down the road if I'm lucky enough to live that long, guys, because I am medically challenged. But anyway, I wanna say hi to everybody. Hi, Brian. Hi, Jeanette. Hi, Jolie. I said hi already. Hey, Cami. Um, Chat to Chris. I basically just need a new job, and I have had cleared my debt in a few months. Yeah. So it's just like it's a part of the shopping luxury world that we live in. Like I always said that if I had the money, would I buy the bag, right? So when this loan gets funded, I will have the money. Even after we pay all of our debts, I will have the money. I could just blow some of it on a new bag. And the LV carry-all denim, like I think it was 3,200 or something like that. The one that Meredith bought, love it, adore it. I said, oh, if I had the money, I'd buy it. I easily said when I didn't have the money. Well, now that I have the money, I said, James, I'm still not going to buy it. And he looked at me like, I sure the relief on his face was poignant. But I said, honey, I can't justify $3,000 on a bag with our income. Like my income, that's not realistic. It was fine when I was getting an inheritance and I used it for my dad's money. That was fine because it was an inheritance. But based on my income, that's not responsible. It really isn't. So I am looking at buying a Ricky from Ralph Lauren. And you're like, Jackie, that's $3,000. Well, I'm looking to buy a used one, guys. And I have an eye on one I think I might get, but I still don't know. And of course, I have to wait. And I'm going to talk to James about it. But hey, Carol, I have a Mr. Milo next to me. I'm trying to. Birkin Boy says life can be so difficult. We all have something going on, but I do raise financial challenges can be very difficult. Oh yeah, as I said, everybody has something happening in life. Everybody has challenges. Not even guys. Even what's the name? Paris Hilton. She's an heiress of a hotel dynasty. That woman works. She has worked. That's why she's had shows on television. She's a public figure. She's a DJ. That woman works. Just because you have wealth or money doesn't mean you don't have problems. And it doesn't mean you stop doing things. You work. People work. Even the Kardashians. I read something like I think it was a blurb on Facebook. I can't remember which magazine published it. Something like, "Are the influencers losing? Are the Kardashians losing their influence or something?" And I've never been a Kardashian fan, but it has been through the last 20 years that if they did rep a brand, it tended to do really well. It would sell. Their cosmetics and like, are they losing their audience? Like, I don't know. You know, but I find it really hard to relate to people like Kim Kardashian because I don't live that lifestyle. I don't wear Skims. I don't use Kylie's makeup. I don't um I'm not opposed to any of it. I just don't use any of it. So, and when Kim Kardashian was in the fashion campaign for Marc Jacobs, it kind of made me feel like I don't believe it because I don't see Kim Kardashian carrying the tote bag. So to me, it's like I don't believe this ad campaign, guys. Because I don't see her. She's so branded that it's like, hello, hey Marie, hi Maria. Birkin Boy, a lot of times the more people look like they have, the more they worry and have to kill themselves to keep up. Oh yeah, absolutely. Lifestyle. Totally. Cammy's Closet, unless you're very wealthy, no financial advisor would agree that spending 3K on a bag is reasonable. My blue collar income does not justify what I said. Oh yeah, no. Yeah, I mean you can still do it. I'm not saying you can't do it. You can do it. But for me, and I've done it. I mean, I've done it. I've had the $3,000 bag. I sold it. Actually it's $2,500. I never actually really bought one that was actually $3,000, but I did buy a necklace that was $3,000. And that necklace, I was able to uh put it back on consignment and it sold for 5,000. Of course it's consignment, so I don't get 5,000. I didn't even get the 3,000 I initially put in there, but I got 2,000 out of the three I spent, so it's $1,000 loss, but I was able to get 2,000 back. So I only lost a third of the value on my end, and they were able to sell it again. And the only reason is because that was a super unique piece of jewelry, and it was the metal content. It was Native American, sterling, very heavy. I couldn't wear it anymore. My neck disc issues. I just couldn't wear the jewelry. So even though I loved it, even though I bought it, and that was interesting because Meredith, her video today was talking about, and I haven't even finished it, about, you just change. Sometimes you change. So I spent $3,000 for a necklace that if I had had a magic crystal ball to tell me that you have neck and disc issues and you won't ever be able to wear this again, I would never have purchased it. But I didn't know that. So I enjoyed it for the time I had it, and then I sold it. But yeah, so it's just like, actually, not my age group. I always found them unremarkable. Yeah, the Kardashians. And it's just like, hey, my pursuit of happiness. So yeah, we're just on here listening to me talk to you about my woes, because I feel like I share all my joys that I need to share the woes, but it's not a sad woe. It's just resulting of a whole year of bad things happening that I refinanced my house, guys. So I was able to pull out equity, and I'm going to be able to pay off my debt, and I'm securing my debt with my home because it's unsecured debt, which is what it is now. And even I actually have a car loan with the car that's in the shop. Mr. Milo, please. Mr. Milo's barking because Mr. Watson's barking because grandma is having dinner, and Mr. Watson thinks grandma should share. And so though Mr. Milo's barking because Mr. Watson's barking. It's like, guys, and they're barking on opposite sides of the house too. It's ridiculous. Chris, I was spending within my means at one point, but then laid off and was hard adjustment. Oh yeah, that's a very hard adjustment. Yeah. So I am going into the more responsible with my income, mainly because my husband wants to do more vacations, and that costs money. Those aren't free. And so we're going to be doing that. We're going to try and do that. We're going to try and we're going on a quick little 3-day vacation not next weekend, but the weekend in 2 weeks. So the first weekend of February, we're going to be gone. And that's going to be a quick trip. It's nothing huge, but it's going to be fun. I'm going to enjoy it. I like drives. James likes drives. I actually told James, hey, do you mind if I go visit my friend and for 3 days? And he's like, nah. Do you mind if I drive without you? And he's like, where? And then I told him, and he's like, and he was honest. He honestly was. I knew what he was going to say. He was honest. He says, Jackie, I'm afraid you're going to get into a car accident. How about we all go? I'm like, okay, we all go. So it's the dogs and us. We're all going. And James is, because we were in a tragic, well, not tragic. It was a very difficult car accident in 2012. It wasn't my fault, but I was driving. So it's an anxiety, so he's anxious. Hey, Frozen Luxury. Hey, Jack, besides this topic, I hope all is well. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Glad to sit in on the live. I am so happy to see you, Frozen Luxury, because I watched Winnie B's LV's video of all your products, and I am like, well, the ones that you rep with Patrick. I can't remember his last name, but I am so into. Everybody does laundry, guys. This is like, oh my gosh, new laundry things. I do laundry all the time. I'm not very good at it. So any help I can get, I'm like, yeah. So I was looking at that. I'm like, they have a solid bar that's for stain removal. And I'm like, I need that. Anyway, off topic. My interest rates are between 29 and 33. Yeah. That's why we had to refi. It was because the interest rates were just extortionary. Like, you will never get out of those. And these are from our credit union. Credit union was almost at 20% interest rate. It started out like around 12, and I'm like, what the heck? Don't forget to thumb up the lives. Thank you, Carol. Going where? What did I miss? I didn't know. Yeah, Saya. We were talking to Saya. What are you doing? Where are you going? Oh, I'm going to a neighboring state. I'm not going to talk about it till after I've done it because, I love y'all, but I only want to meet you when I plan to meet you. Frozen actually, hey, my boss is the laundry evangelist. Yes, from HGTV and Discovery. So that is so cool. Like I'd never seen HGTV and I've never seen him because I don't watch television. I'm pretty much only on YouTube. So when Winnie B was talking about it, because Miss Winnie B is also crazy about laundry. She's crazy about laundering her sheets. I am more inclined with just I use a detergent that's all plant-based, and I really like it. I've been using it for a couple years. It's not a it's been great, but anything to help with laundry is I'm like, I'm there. I'm there for it. Because we all have to do it. Um, Chat with Chris, mine are Amex, Chase, and Citibank, not even the brand off-brand. I know. That's what I'm saying. Chase and I are becoming we are not friends. We are paying off Chase and we are never visiting each other ever again. And guys, this is not the so the thing is this is not the first time I've done this. I've been on debt consolidation way back, way back. So when I was in college, you all know I grew up wealthy. My parents were wealthy, but that doesn't mean I'm wealthy. I'm the kid, you know. So I was privileged, and then I went to college. And in college, everybody says, "Oh, you'll make this much money. You'll make you'll make $50,000 getting out of school." And I graduated in 2004, guys, from college. And when I graduated from college, I was making less money in a professional environment than I was while I was in college. I was, and because I went to for a job where I was bottom basement, and I was making $23,000 a year in 2005. Yes. I had a college degree, I had experience, a minority, I'm a woman, all these things. I was underpaid from the day one because my husband, we were hired 1 month apart from each other. We both have degrees. I had experience, he didn't. He was automatically paid $2 more an hour than I was. hmm We only know this because we ended up getting married, but before that, I didn't know. How would I know how much money he made? It's a private company. Maria says, my dangerous zones are the Karma and Afterpay. They make shopping, yeah. And the thing is, they're 2 week. I am a state worker for a state agency in Texas. I get paid once a month, so splitting up the payments doesn't even help me. All of my bill planning and expense planning has to come in the beginning of the month, and there's no room for error, guys. None. Um, Shopping addiction is very, yeah. Just Chris. And once my Chase cards are over, I'm dropping them because their customer service is lacking these days. I mean, everybody's customer service is lacking these days. And Burke Boy, I did read about the interest rates. I just didn't read it out loud. So when I went through debt consolidation the first time and we were paying it off is right before my car accident. And we tried everything. We were on a repayment plan. We stopped using all of our credit cards. We were just trying to get out of debt because we had built debt while we were in college, and we built debt after college, and then we had just gotten married and we bought a house and we had a car payment, and we thought we'd make 50 grand, and I was making 23 and he was making 26, 27. Like together we were barely making 50, and this is like 2000. We bought our house in 2007. The market fell out at 2008. We were just lucky to have jobs, and I was working 2 jobs. James was just trying to keep it together, and we had family help. I think we weren't at the, end of the world, but family can help so much. It's still up to me to survive, right? And then I got in a car accident. And guess what happened? When you stop paying your creditors, they're really happy to negotiate. So because I was in a car accident, I lost my job. I was we ended up, and it was uninsured motorist policy because the person who hit me didn't have insurance. So we had to pay a lawyer. So the lawyer got 30 grand and we got 70 grand. And that's in that $70,000, we were able to buy a car and pay off all the debt we had. We had about $50,000 in debt. But at the time, we could not have paid that. We were on like, we'll never pay this off. So for years after that, we were in cash only, no debt, no credit. Then my dad died. And then, so years and years and years of being strict, very tight budgets, very much like we are not ever going back into credit card debt. things just happened and we didn't have any family support. And it was like, okay, so I guess we'll get a credit card for this. And then it just snowballed. So we know the pitfalls. So we're on round two. Luckily, I've never had to declare bankruptcy. I've always been stable. I've always paid my debts. We have good credit. Um, the key to good credit is to borrow and pay back on a regular schedule. So anyway, so yeah, so a lot of my luxury bag buying happened because I had an inheritance and I used it poorly. And many people would say I used it poorly, but I don't think so. I was fine with it. My goal with my inheritance was to use all of it, because I have this tendency to give away things. I gave away a lot of my inheritance to my other family members to still have family, because the way the will was written is just a nightmare. It's like the longest story ever, and never make your family, your children, the executor of your estate ever, because you know what? I would like to have just mourned the loss of my father versus being angry at him for 3 years. And when I was talking to the tax people, the IRS, all these things that I have to do when there's an estate, I ended up hating my father, really hating him because of what I learned, what he did financially, why he did certain things. I'm like, he didn't do that. And he lied. He didn't lie. He said the best intentions to each child what they wanted to hear, but legally what it meant, I was the X man. I was the one that says, by the way, legally, you're all homeless. I'm like, I can't do that. I can't do that. He bought two properties that two of my sisters were living in. I'm like, I can't kick them out. They can't buy us out. It's like, so we ended up having to, one sister ended up selling her house. We still lost a ton of money on that. It was the worst deal ever. Luckily the state had it. And then when my other sister's house, I just gave my third value. I said, look, my mother will never talk to me if I kick out my twin sister out of her house because of an inheritance. I mean, like, no. So, so I told you, if I won the lottery, I'd be still broke. I'm just happy to keep my head above water. When you die, you can't take it with you, guys. But, I try not to be a burden to anybody and just live my life. um, who am I missing? Oh, bye, Birkin Boy. Um, y'all have a good night. Good night. Have a good night, Birkin Boy. Maria, I'm off balance right now. Off balance? What did I miss? Let me go up sometime. Let me go up a little. I missed on my rant. Maria says it is said addiction and watching YouTube doesn't help you. Yeah, we influence each other. That's the dang truth. And it's because we love bags too. I love bags. Jeanette says I love buying bags as well, and I'm on Ben Island as well. Yeah, I mean we're all kind of there because we're just, hey Melissa, there's only so many bags I can have, and even though I have like 200 of them, the thought of reducing more, I'm like, no, I can't. I love them. I love them all. They're all my kids, but I'm now just refocused back into my wheelhouse, which is going to be pre-loved bags, because if I could be that person that just bought the one expensive bag a year or two, and just be happy with that, that'd be great. My husband would have no problems if I spent 3 grand on one bag and that was it for 2024. I can't do it. I'd be lying. Like, seriously lying. I'd be like, but this doesn't count. This is my birthday, or this is an anniversary, or this is, whatever. There's no way I can buy just one bag in 2024 and be happy. So so I have to be realistic on what I can purchase. Um, Maria says we need to do an unboxing videos. Having real talk like Jackie is awesome. Thank you. Yeah, well, because it's like nobody wants to share their finances. Like, I'm a public worker, I'm a state worker. My whole life is public. Even my income's public, guys. There's a newspaper in Houston that publishes all state employees' incomes. You just have to know how to find it, right? So there's no secrets in my life. I'm not trying to look expensive or be more expensive. And part of my problem was I grew up really wealthy and very privileged, and my stepfather and my mother, they're very wealthy, very privileged. I'm not in that wheelhouse. And they're like, "Oh, Jackie, you must come visit us in Thailand." Like, "Mother, I don't have $2,000 for the one ticket, let alone $5,000 for the two tickets." Hey, Miss Winnie B. Um, let's see. Hey, Melissa, I saw that you did Stanley. Oh, I haven't seen Stanley and Stanley's brother yet. I don't have Stanley. I have Miss Swig Life, the Swig Life. I like that cup, and I have it in the kitchen. Um, Cammy says, obviously, I could have bought one Chanel flap, and that's all I bought. Like, yeah. But who wants just one bag? I don't want one bag. One bag does not do everything I want it to do. Hey, Miss Winnie. Chris says, honestly, may sell most of my junk and downsize to a studio apartment to cut down on rent, or at least a one bedroom. If you're already in a one bedroom, I don't know how much smaller that could go. Frozen Luxury, I love Houston. I lived in Hotel Zara for about 7 months. Nice. So yeah, so I just, talking. We're just talking, guys. We're just talking about life, and I wasn't sure I was going to share all this because nobody wants to sit around and say, "Hey, look, I had to take out a home equity loan to pay off my debt because I have a shopping problem." Well, I do, and I mean, and then you have the shopping problem on top of all the other things that happened in life, like the roof and the water heater. My house is only 6 years old, but there's things that happened, and I had a Great Dane who had to have a bunch of work done this year, and I had a dental implant that I had to do. That's $3,000, guys. And on even with my part of the insurance, it's still $2,000. It was still $2,000 for an implant. I do, after going through 3 months of that process, I swore I'd never do it again. But then after having it done, and getting over all of the pain and whatever happens with dental implants, I would do it again because I was so used to it not having a tooth there that I didn't realize what I was missing until it came back. I'm like, "Oh, okay. Now I know why the doctor kept telling me to do this." um, let's see. I'm trying to catch up. So my husband chats. Chris says, "My husband and I have been in everything from a 4-story Victorian to studios, so we know how we can live." James and I traveled in a trailer. James actually said today, like, "Hey, if worst comes to worst, we sell the house, we sell the stuff. We live in we live in an RV. We can go from a Walmart parking lot to Walmart parking lot." I'm like, "Okay, honey." I don't know if I want. The only reason we sold the RV is because of our Great Dane. And plus my mother-in-law moved in, which we didn't know was gonna happen. Again, crystal ball. Like, if I had known this was gonna happen, we never would have bought the RV. We never would have bought the expensive car. So when his mother did move in and we're like, "Okay, this is a permanent thing. This is not a temporary thing." Or like, we can't have an RV because we really can't go away for the weekends. Not in the beginning. Now we can, like, even now, next in 2 weeks, we're going on this mini 3-day vacation, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. His brother is gonna come up to see his mother to make sure she's okay, because that's just what you do, you know. Chris says, "I'm also considering moving in middle of nowhere to rent in SV in the town I was born, 5 bedrooms." Yeah, if you can find the job, that's a good plan. Um, the thing about the RV thing is people don't really understand not just the driving, the backing up, the equipment. When you're driving the RV to place, the wind factor of pushing, especially if you tow it and it's not an actual motorized RV, like you're towing a light ultralight like we were doing, which means under 7,000 pounds. There's a lot of wind shifting. It's a whole new thing. And there's a whole bunch of stuff that goes with it. And I really, living in an RV full time, I don't really know how people do that, to be honest, because and I know people have done this, but they must have had a nicer RV than we did, and we had a pretty dang nice one. But you have to be very organized and a minimalist. One bedroom in my neighborhood is about 2,000 a month, no utilities. I believe that, Cammy. You live in New York. Yeah, Chris, and I'm sure you're paying that right now in Austin, easy. Um, Chris, one bedroom. Jolie says, rumor has it rents are doubling, but not in Florida yet. Let's hope not. Maria says, That's high. Montreal cost of housing is getting high now too. Yeah, there's a problem with affordable housing because there was the second bubble bust when we had housing tank, and then people lost they ruined their credit because they foreclosed on houses, and then they had to still have to live somewhere, and then they're renting, but the renters can just charge whatever. There's no real, like, cap to this. They can just charge what the market will bear, and the market is weird. It's like you can qualify to rent an apartment at XY dollars, but you can't go get something else. They're like, look, I've been paying rent for 6 years on this apartment, and you're telling me I have bad credit? Like, how? Because somehow that doesn't count. It's like, why does rent payment doesn't count? Makes no sense. Um, when he says, I know a couple that live in a fancy RV in Knoxville. He and his husband have tricked it out inside with. Oh yeah, yeah, you can. You can really have. But honestly, I saw a mobile a RV that's by Tony Bahama, Tommy Bahama, Tommy Bahama by Mercedes. I mean, I swear that little RV costs more than my house, like legit. Angela's Florida rent's expensive everywhere. Um, my property taxes are 9,000 a year. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know, right? Our property Texas has high property taxes because we don't have a state income tax, so it's all through property taxes and sales taxes. Um, Cammy, your house is 4,000 square feet. um, Angela, rent doesn't count on credit. I know it doesn't, which I think it should. Because that's a steady, like, utility bills. It's like if you can pay your utility bills and you can pay your rent, why is that not counted for a good payment history that you're a dependable person? That I don't understand. Don't move to Southern California. Oh my gosh, there is a reason why Californians are moving to Texas, and they're making Texas really expensive. And I think I heard that Apple is moving to Texas too. Like I just see rumors, just like, okay, but then I work right next to one of another Tesla buildings. I mean, there's more Tesla buildings, and they're building another Tesla town over in Hutto, north of Austin. Austin wasn't enough. Talking you with me, making myself some kibble, yay! Then I cut non veg carbs out. Winnie, still, that's a big house with a pool. You're living large. No, it's 2,600 including basement. I am maybe 750 square feet, maybe less. You can also rent when buying a house here on an FHA loan. That's awesome, Angela. Cammy says, Winnie, your Forrest Gump house is huge on property that can fit 8 of my houses. But it's okay. But the thing about property is location, 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 right? So, that's people want to live where Cammy's living, right? More than where Winnie's living. That's why the values are different. Like where I live right now, I couldn't live in this house on today's tax value of my property. I looked at the documents today for closing. I'm like, well, this is nice, but there's no way I could have bought this house now, because it just went crazy high. Okay, luxury, frozen luxury high. Try living in Hawaii. My grandma's house built in the 60s is now worth 2 point. Yeah, I know, right? I love Hawaii. We lived in Hawaii for a while because my dad was in the service, and I love going to Hawaii because I fit in Hawaii. But yeah, nobody can afford to live there. Even the people who are born native there. I've met a lot of people who are Hawaiian living in Texas because they had to leave Hawaii. Um, I'll never own a home, and that's okay by me. It's not for everybody. No, my house is not that big at all. Cammy says Staten Island. Want to live on a farm. Yep. I want to move to Tennessee, says Angela. Yeah, Tennessee's beautiful. I actually if I could pick a state in the union to move to, not Texas, it would be Virginia. I think Virginia's gorgeous. I think even with the cold weather, I think Virginia, Little Watson, sir. Um, uh, but when we've traveled up to we've traveled to Virginia a few times. I really like it. Now be fair, I haven't been there during wintertime, and who knows about wintertime. Bucket list is at least traveled Hawaii. I love Hawaii, but when we would visit there, we visited friends that were living there in the military. So we're on this really nice, beautiful, base property, which is not the same. And I'm Asian, so I totally fit in. I get people are nice to me, and we're traveling with other Thai people, and we're meeting our other Thai friends that were in Hawaii, and it was just I loved Hawaii. I think it was a lot of fun, but I've never been there as an actual tourist. So I don't know about that experience. Cami says, I know my husband says that we can live like royalty if we get out of New York. Exactly. Jolie says, but you have to be able to live. And if you have friends and family, people live in places not just because of uh, convenience or cost or anything. You're living there because your family's there or your life is there. It took James years to get me out of San Antonio. I didn't want to leave at all. And now I wish we had moved 10 years sooner than we did because I love living here. But he could not have talked me out of it. I'm like, I look, honey, I live in a place that has 5 grocery stores around every corner. There's bookstores and there's shops. It wasn't until the invention of Amazon and mail order that was convenient that I was able to. He convinced me that we have Amazon. We don't even have bookstores anymore. They're all gone. I'm like, okay, you have a point. You have a point. So that's how he got me to move here. Chats with Chris. If I'm on old English stock, tough rent and landlord is this taught rent to the landlord is a sin. That's true. A lot of people were taught that because of the shark kind of mentality. Chats Chris says, when I retire, it feels like forever dream right now. I want to do Santa Fe. When he says each county has their own tax, though ours is almost 10%. Oh, by county, interesting. No, that's not. That's actually the same. We have each city has their own tax rate for sales taxes. Anita's favorite says Virginia is the only other state I consider moving to. Yep. Luxury says I can't say the name. My mom is retired, but she is an CFO of ABC stores. Kenoa? No, I can't pronounce English, let alone Hawaiian. But that's awesome. I can drive to Virginia in 25 minutes. Chris says I already moved away from family, so I don't have that issue. Cami says I think my boys may plant themselves here and now. Oh yeah, if your kids move out, if your grandkids and kids are where you're at, you're never leaving. My friend desperately wants to leave out of the Austin area, but his children, 2 of them are in the Austin area and 3 of them are in the Austin area and 1 of them is in California. I said, "Dude, you're never leaving the state." He's like, "I know. Like your grandbabies are here. You have to stay." Now when his wife is done oohing and awing over the grandchildren, maybe you guys can move, but until that happens, you're not leaving. Um my family has never been familial, so I never considered them when I move. Winnie says, I wish my kids wouldn't have moved away. I miss them. Maria says, that's it, Cammie. You want to stay close to your kids and eventually grandkids. My mom's family's all in the USA, but she stays here to be with her girls and grandkids. Exactly. Chris says, I feel like people like Dawn sometimes should move closer to her. Chris says, I love seeing videos of y'all with Dawn. Oh yeah, John's hilarious. Dawn is okay, y'all. We all watch Dawn's vlogs. Don't go shopping with Dawn. You go shopping with Dawn Loves Couture, and you are going to spend money every time a group of ladies visits Dawn. They go to the King of Prussia Mall, and all of a sudden, everybody has bought something. Like I think that the least expensive thing somebody bought there, I think Yoda bought something, and a lipstick once or something. She was not in a buying mood. But then the other time she went there, she spent like a $700 on a coach, and then Eva bought something. It's like, y'all, Dawn Loves Couture. She's like too much shopping with your friends can be dangerous. It can be dangerous. Jolie says our kids are in Pennsylvania, Boston, and DC. Yeah, they need to move south down to Florida, Jolie, because I mean that's just too cold. Chris Dawn is the real. Oh yeah, she's a real influence. She influences you in real life. That's the thing. It's like you go out with her and you say, "I'm gonna be good. I'm not gonna buy anything." Like, I know if I ever get the opportunity to go meet Don Loves Couture, I am not going shopping. I says we can meet for coffee and dinner. It's like we are not going anywhere near a mall. um, she's the real influencer. Um, Katie's Closet Winnie. My husband just looked up to see if there are something in Tennessee. There's one oh, I can't pronounce that word anyway. For the launch, I went to all the outlets today. Cute bag at Michael Kors and Tom Wesselman collection from Coach Retail is now at the outlet version. Didn't buy anything though. So Frozen Luxury, I am so mad at Coach. I am trying not to blast them every time I talk about them because I feel like it's just a personal issue I have. It's a business strategy. It's a business model they have that I don't appreciate as a customer. As a customer, I get cranky that they have a year ago did the boutique Wesselman collection. Then a year later, they come out with the outlet Wesselman collection and use some of the exact same graphics. It's not like we did one that's different for the boutique and different for the outlet. No, it's the same dang graphics. Some of them are different, but there's some core ones that went through both ways. They did it with the Disney collection, they did it with the Surf and Mint collection, and I'm like, I don't trust you. I don't trust your collabs anymore. It's like if you collab something and you can't tell me, oh well, they're different. I'm like, yeah, hundreds of dollars of difference maybe, but if I can get the Wesselman collection at the outlet, why in the heck am I spending twice as much on this because the leather's a little bit different, the stitching is a little bit different. It doesn't have edge paint. I mean, it's not enough of a difference. The word is temple. Oh, temple. Okay, got it. Synagogue. I know what it is. I just couldn't read it. Apparently, my brain did not want to read it. Synagogue. If I met, we have a lot of those in San Antonio because there's a large Jewish population. If I met Dawn, I'd leave my credit cards at home. Yes, Angela, I agree. Maria says Dawn's also super knowledgeable. I learn a lot from her videos. Cami says Jackie. Okay, I read that. Cami, there is. I told you my friend is Jewish and fixing matzo ball soup this weekend. I love matzo ball soup. Frozen says yes, that's what I saw today. Believe me, after I unloaded in Caleb's Discord about Coach. Oh, did you? I am so mad about Coach. I mean, I like the new bags they're coming out with, like this new Boehm bag, or I can't pronounce it. Or even Caleb showed the new cargo. It's $500. It's like, I'm looking at a used luxury bag from Ferragamo, from Bali, from Louis Vuitton. $300. Perfectly good bags. Wonderful good bags. They've already survived 10, 20 years of life. They'll survive me. Why am I going to spend $500 for a Coach that I know in 3 weeks will go on sale? And if I wanted to sell it again, you might get $200 for. You won't get the 600 or 500. I mean, buy what you want to buy. I'm not saying nothing. I just won't be buying very much. And Coach, I have a love affair with Coach, and then I have a love hate. It's a love hate, love affair. Sometimes I just love them, and sometimes it's like I hate you. But right now, I just feel like I can't trust them, and that's really what it comes down to. Is I feel duped. I feel gypped. I feel like I spent this much money for this collaboration because I thought it was like exclusive and only going to be out for this limited amount of time, and then you release it with the same motif, same print, exact same print in the outlet, and the only difference is the style of bag. Really, really, and the only people who know are the people who know the style of bags, because people just see Coach and they see Coach. They don't see Coach outlet. They don't see Coach boutique. They don't know there's a difference. It's a Coach bag. Oh, it's nice. You know. Mm. Tell Dawn I'll give her a run for her money. I have a black belt in shopping in Frozen Luxury. I believe it. Chris, my husband misses his. I read the word and I can't say it. Jewish temple, synagogue. Okay, I can't look at the word. If I look at the word, I can't pronounce it. I don't know why. He hasn't found one in Texas he likes yet. I have 2 bags on Fashion File Reserve. Cammy, you should not buy things. You have problems with things that come brand new from store. People like when you buy stuff from was it Barney's or not Barney's? I don't think they are in business anymore. Bloomingdale's and Neiman Marcus, and they can't even ship you something correctly. I don't know about Fashion File, guys. Angel said a witch bag's Cammy. Can't wait for the video. Frozen says, did you see the graffiti outlet collection? They did the exact same graffiti style. And yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about, Frozen. That's exactly it. That's what made me so angry. I bought the Rogue 39 Surf and Mint from the boutique, $800 on sale. It was a $1,200 Rogue. I bought it for $800. And then not even a year later, 10 months later, they come out with the Surf and Mint back in Coach, and I couldn't have gotten a Rogue, but I only bought the Rogue because I wanted that print, and I figured I'll never get that bag again. So, Milo wants to say hello again. James got back from his run. He's been saying hello. Mr. Watson is pestering your mother. If you can maybe close her door so he doesn't go bark at her some more. I think she's talking to your aunt. So Watson feels like he should share in the conversation. What? Did you bathe him? Milo, come here. Are you a wet dog? You got a bath. Mr. Milo got a bath. We have a Medicaid shampoo for him. You're very wet, though. Ew. I feel like I was tricked into doing that. Thank you for bathing the Mr. Milo. So he has a medicated shampoo, so he doesn't, he has allergies. Great Danes are very expensive. I have a bag on reserve, but I'm letting it go. I'm not getting it out. Really, Winnie? So don't you just lose 20% or something like that? Carol Parsons, Coach, loving them at the moment. And the broom, the broom carry-all. I just received the blue-gray, gonna go back from nice. Way to go, Carol. I love the bag. So what I'm learning is I'm not going to get sucked into Coach collabs. I'm going to try and stay with just the regular classic, no fuss, no muss, whatever. But I don't actually want anything new right now. The only bag I really want new is the Radley of London Year of the Dragon bag. Really pretty. I think it's prettier than the Coach one. Because again, the Year of the Dragon collaboration, you can spend $800 for the Rogue, or you can go to the outlet and get the Market Tote that's reversible for $200. You just buy within your budget. I know I don't trust anyone. I won't have them until the end of February, beginning of March. I gotta pay them off. Or I know, but the bags are in what did they call it? Layaway purgatory. Yeah, layaway purgatory. They're just sitting around. They're holding. Hold, please. Watched an Hermes non-quota bag drop $3,000 in 3 months. Really? Which non-quota bag? That's pretty interesting. Frozen. Dooney has never done this. I know I love Dooney. Dooney has my heart. Doonies are the bags I love the most out of all my bags. And you know what? When you walk into a Dooney store, now I know there's not that many, but I have one near me. 30 minutes away, I have an outlet. I walk into a Dooney store, it smells like leather. Where is my... Right here. This one, I traded with Melissa. If she's still here, I'm not sure she is. This is one of her bags. It was in the back of her closet, and we did a trade. I gave her a Pauline bag, and she gave me a bunch of her bags. And I had like a Patricia Nash, and this one. I had to change the strap because the strap, I do have the original strap. It was it kept slipping off my shoulder, so I changed it to this. You know how many compliments I get on this bag? I get 1 billion compliments on this bag. This bag is not young. This is a vintage bag. This bag's awesome. Look at how, there's a little bit of corner wear, but that's like any bag in life. And honestly, unless you look at it under bright lights in a magnifying, you're not going to see it. But my favorite bags are the Florentine or the Toscana line that they don't even have anymore. I love Dooney and Burke. I wish we could have an archive. I wish it was not so hard to they named their bags Satchel. And it's a satchel for the next 30 years. It's been Satchel. um, Jane says I'm purchasing a mini Coach Bennett in gunmetal for 30. Hey, that's awesome. Way to go. Frozen says we need to do Fashion File California meetup. Oh, that'd be cool. Are you in California? Oh, to go to the store don't they have one in Phoenix? Winnie B. Yes, I bought the Wesselman bag. I love that Wesselman bag. I wanted that Wesselman bag. You gave it to your daughter-in-law. It's okay. But if your daughter-in-law ever gets tired of it, I'll buy it from her. I think that bag is hilarious. I wish I'd bought it. Dooney large dome on sale. Dooney last night for $208, and on Dooney I love Dooney same bag for $259. Yeah, you have to be a smart, savvy shopper. Use some discount codes. Winnie, a lot of your bags are bag was $2K or even $1K. Winnie says I'm into selling or trading right now. Totally. I'm all there. Because it's still a new bag, right? Dawn loves couture. We were just talking about you, woman. I swear your ears were burning. We were saying that you are the real influencer because I've said that if I ever get the opportunity to meet you, Dawn, we are not going to the King of Prussia Mall. We are going to have coffee and dinner because everybody who goes and meets you spends money. I'm like, I can't. um, Yeah, Dawn. Yeah, that's what we were saying. It's really funny. Cammy's closet. Winnie, was that a Burberry scarf you were wearing on today's video? That was a very pretty scarf. Luxury. I'm in Minnesota till spring, and then back into. Oh, you're gonna go back to Hawaii. Nice. Wait, spring's almost here. Wait. You did the winter in Minnesota? You did that the reverse. You should not be the reverse. Go back in Hawaii for the winter, and then come here for the. I'm not hungry at all. I'm good. I think I had my medications playing with me today. I was told. I have nothing that you want, Winnie. I have no Barbie size bags. That's true. Yeah, that's funny. I hope February is less rainy. I don't know. It's supposed to rain this whole week, chat with Chris. It was raining really badly today. So I'm down for the shopping trip, says Carol. My best shopping trip I did was actually in Florida. When I went to Florida and I went to the 2 close mentors they have there, that I went to that were in Central Florida around Orlando, I had the best luck, the most fun. I was finding bags for $30 that were like, what? How? Where? Who? I'm like, and that's a consignment place. So I don't know how much they paid to get the bag, but I know how much I paid to get the bag out of the store. I'm like, yes, I'll pay $30 for that. Thank you. Who's meeting Dawn and in April, another shopping trip? Hey, Millie. Oh, yeah, I just showed your bag, Melissa. No, it was the Belk special. Oh, yeah. So, Frozen, you said you went shopping today, but you didn't get anything. What did you see at Michael Kors? Michael Kors is one of those companies that totally is like, either you love them or hate them, and it's like you can love like the Jet Set collection out of Michael Kors. I don't think it gets a lot of production, but I don't think it gets a lot of love. Whenever people talk about Michael Kors, when they say negative things, I think it's about the Jet Set collection. But there's a couple bags there. I'm like, ooh, I like that one. The Parker, I think the Michael Kors Parker, and I'm actually looking at again a Kate Spade, but the prices, it's like $300, $400, $500. Just like, guys, I can't do that. If I just bought one bag, fine, but I don't buy one bag or even just 2 bags a month. I mean, even on Ban Island, I think I bought 3 bags this month because I bought them like before I went on Ban Island. Yes. You want me to pet you even though you're wet? You're a wet dog. Yes, a big wet dog. Yeah. I thought you looked super fluffy. Yeah, he's like, he does not like being bathed. He stands there and he will not move. Great Danes are very funny. They don't like surface changes. So the first time we took him into the shower, it has a tile floor, different surface. And he was like, no, 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 that's not safe. I'm not going in there. So now he's like, you have to get him into the bathroom, close the door, into the shower stall. And he's like, resigned. And we use hot, warm water and we use a medicated shampoo. So he always feels better afterwards. But he acts like we're killing him. Yes. Yeah. I don't have the actual Burberry scarf. Cammy, I would love to take a train down the weekend and join you. Oh, that's so cool, Maria. How long is the train for you to come down? Everyone should meet up. We can't, but aren't you guys doing another Memorial Day weekend meetup like you did last year? Is that still in the works? Well, hey, Soulsire. I think I said that right. For as much as Winnie, I did a huge meetup in New York City years ago. Let's do a Mall of America and swim with the sharks. Wait, you can swim with sharks at the Mall of America? That's a thing? I'm not doing that. That's scary. Where is the Mall of America? Hey, Soulfire. Yes, Mr. Milo. Yeah, I know. He gave you a bath. How awful. The little dog needs a bath too, but he's the one who has allergies, so it helps him the most with this the medication. Minnesota. I've been wanting to go to Minnesota. Because we have friends that are in Minnesota, and one of my board game conventions are in Minnesota. It's been on our bucket list of things to do. That's not bad. Montreal to New York, 7 hours ish on train. That's really good if that's on train, because trains are never on time. But yeah, so it was like, I came home today, I'm like, do I really want to do this? I'm like, no, I was sitting here like, I have nothing to talk about. And I'm like, no, I have a lot to talk about. It's like, do I want to talk about it? But you know me, when it comes down to getting on I don't like planes. I don't. It's minus 6 degrees in Minnesota. Yeah, no, we need to go to Minnesota when it's warmer. But Frozen, you said you're going to be going back to Hawaii. Maybe we should do it. Well, okay, I can't afford to fly to Hawaii. Let's be real here. Hawaii is expensive. Just getting to Hawaii is expensive. Every time I watch CC Lovers for LV. I'm sure I'm mixing that up. But Karis, every time she goes to Hawaii, and Mel and Melbourne, every time she goes to Hawaii, they make it look so cool. I'm like, but oh my gosh. It's like, I know the dollars you're spending. I'm not staying in that hotel. I'm staying in the hotel that's like, so we're going in 2 weeks. We're driving over, and we were looking at hotels, and I said, well, we can get this really cool little cottage cabin thing, or we can get this beat up rusty Best Western. And he was like, well, Jackie, since we're taking the dogs, I would rather the dogs, if something happened, that they beat up the Best Western instead of that cute little cottage. So let's stay at the Best Western. I'm like, okay. I don't care. We're not only staying there for 2 nights. Handbag Housewife goes to Hawaii a lot too. Hawaii just tends to be the vacation spot. I as someone who went there with people who live there, I don't know if I'd like it as a vacation spot, because it's beautiful, but what made it so special to me was us visiting friends and family. The Mall of America has a full amusement park in it. I ride the roller coasters when oh my goodness. I'm going to have to tell James. We might have to do that. That might have to be on our bucket list of vacations, because I did not know that. I don't do roller coasters, but James loves them. And it says his friend lives in Minneapolis. Carol loves roller coasters. Chris says, I don't like the idea of being that far from other states. Winnie says, oh, Jackie, my babies are in Belmont. Oh, really? Oh my gosh. Would your babies be up to meeting me? I know I'm your friend and they don't know me, but they're close to me. And I'm like, hey, I love your mom. She's so cool. She's like, who is this crazy woman talking to me? I took my entire staff on the zip line and go-karts. Like, go-karts, well, I used to be able to do go-karts. I have spine issues. I can't do anything like that anymore, but I could do well, they probably don't have a Ferris wheel inside. Maybe they do. I don't know. Um, I could do a merry-go-round, you know, nothing too jarring. Um, Cammy, it's a heat wave here in New York now at 32 degrees. My son goes all over the state just to ride roller coasters. Yeah, I no bueno. So I've been told, my husband, he's a roller coaster person. He says that the Velocito coaster in Universal is the scariest roller coaster he has ever been on, and he will only ride it one time per park visit. Our other friend, she wants to go on it over and over and over again. He's like, I can only do it once. I cannot do it again. I'm like, okay. I'm considering Australia, but my fly one way and decide I can't handle the flight back. Yeah, Australia, that's a long flight. There's no short flights. Um, they do have a huge Ferris wheel. See, I could do the Ferris wheel. Saya, I could do the Ferris wheel. Totally. John says that's a risk. Chris. Carol says, Winnie, loved your snow story. I'm not a fan of snow. Yeah, no bueno. No snow for here. They would, but no car. Wait, how are they not have? Why don't they have a car? No, we're gonna be driving through Beaumont. Seriously, in next week, not next weekend, but the weekend after next. I'll text you. We may not be able to stop, but again, when they get settled in Louisiana, we can go visit. Jack, y'all need to do a Busch Gardens roller coasters. I can't do roller coasters, but my husband will be more than happy to do Busch Gardens. Our friends live in Virginia, and they go. They have season tickets. No, the snow is great at Christmas when I'm off work and all my people are. Yes, right? Exactly. Nobody is missing in action and everybody's where they're supposed to be and nobody's driving through a blizzard. The snow's awesome from a window inside a warm house. You just going to have me pet you this entire time, just nonstop? Really? Is this because you're itchy? He's not letting me not pet him. Love your... Oh, my Dooney and Burke reviews are my favorite. I love Dooney. I'm becoming slowly more and more a Dooney and Burke specialist in the fact that if I see something, I buy something. Especially when it's older. If I've never seen it before, I'm like, oh. I have been burned a few times with things that never were produced by Dooney but look like a Dooney. But most of the time I've been pretty lucky. They're so hard to research their bags that people don't know what the collections are. So they're like, oh, it's made in Italy, or oh, this bag came out when, how much are you selling that bag? Let me show you the best deal I have ever had in a bag. I think ever. Move over, sir. Plop. This came out, I think, one season, and it's called the Monte. I think it's the Monte Carlo or the something or other. I always forget it every time no, Mr. Milo. This bag is made in Italy. This leather is phenomenal. It's like a die cut, so it's solid. It's a solid piece of leather that's been cut, but just so it's still a solid piece. It's not pieces of leather, right? How much do you think I bought this bag for? If you saw my review, you know, but I have a lot of videos. I don't expect everybody to watch all my videos. Even I forget what videos I have out there. They have one vehicle for now. Cami says, Winnie, my son went to Cedar Point. Yeah, Cedar Point has some crazy rides. I went there too. Andrea Icky Bags has a beautiful vintage saddle. Yes. Chris says, I got stuck on a ride at Six Flags and it was kind of, ooh, that's rough. That's rough. Never again. Never ever. Yeah, no. Yes, so this is not actually an Alto bag. This is actually, well, it might be, okay, so it is a made in Italy bag, but it was called the Monte Carlo. Sometimes they had, so this bag, I got this bag for $25. No joke, no lie. Off eBay. I mean, I paid tax and shipping, so it was more than $25, but the bid was $25 because they just saw Dooney and it was mislabeled. It was mismarked because they just saw try looking up this bag on the internet. You won't find it because it only came out 1 year 10 years ago. So I have 2 of them in my collection, and they're like my coveted prizes. They are like my most Montecito. Thank you, my pursuit of happiness. Yes, Montecito. And yes, it has, you can see the yellow lining on the inside, right? So I have 2 of these, and they are like Mr. Milo. No, 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 Milo. Milo, sweetheart. Oh, dang it. Milo just stole Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse might be dead. Mickey, hi, Milo. Let's not. Can I have Mickey back? Thank you, Milo. No, no, no. We're not playing with this one. No, this is not a Milo toy. You have a whole basket of toys. No, wait. Is that many? No, you don't. You don't get to have many either. No, no, sir. No, sir. Yeah, no, I know, it's not fair. It's not fair. You're like, all the toys should be mine. Not, you guys are so demanding tonight. So demanding. Nope. No, no, no. Yeah. All the fun. All the fun. Okay, people work tomorrow. What time is it, guys? Okay, it's 8. Let's get off. Thanks for hanging out with me. I have 2 very demanding dogs. So thank you for hanging out. And we'll end the live. No biggie. We've been on for an hour. I just wanted to chat with you. And I have a dog that really wants attention. Yes, you do. So I'm going to give him attention and put my Mickey Mouse back. I can't have nice things if they're stuffed or plushy because the dogs all think they're theirs. Thanks for hanging out with me. I really enjoy it. I'm going back to my Monday and Friday schedule, except for not this week, but the week after. I'm going to be out. I might be able to do a live from the road. We will see. I see what you're doing, sir. You're trying to get the Mickey Mouse from behind me as the back of my chair. Okay. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. I've had a great evening. And we'll do it again. And I'm all down for the Mall of America. If anybody wants to go, we'll see if we can. Let's see if I can talk James into it. He's been wanting to go to Minnesota for a long time. So, okay. Y'all have a great day. Bye.